People say Bajan's real talented all the time, but how it is find it and how does the talent feel appreciated, especially from the own people? How can we give Jack and Jackie them jacket and showcase our collective brilliance to the region and to the world? This is some of the passion that drives the core of a company named GineOn. We created a community of tens of thousands of lovers and creators of Bajan culture to come together and learn about one another, celebrate and work with one another, and reward inspiration and impact that beats to the rhythm that uplifts this nation. Check and see what we got planned, man. And whether you are a creator, a sponsor, or a lover of we culture, we invite you to be a part of this heart that beats from home.
The reason I truly love this platform is because I always felt growing up in Barbados that there were not enough outlets that cared to really put what Bajans are doing out there to Bajans. It also fosters a sort of pride, which I think is like really important and real crucial to keep a population engaged and keep them wanting to be a part of building the country. And I feel like GineOn does that so well. It just excites me every time because I follow you guys on Instagram, so every time I see something, like, I have to watch it. Because I want to know. I'm a Bajan. I'm local. Like, I'm from here. Even if I live elsewhere, I travel. It doesn't matter where I go. So it's also a great platform for people that had to leave home, And it's important for us to let the world know. I think it's an excellent platform. Keep up the good work, and everybody follow GineOn because them is what GineOn.
I am the designer of the Common Mirror uniform.
Common Mirror
Quad. So, Mr. Pilgrim, may he rest in peace. He was the deputy headmaster at the time. He was at his office energy term as usual. Cause I always used to be butting around, helping do all kind of things. I used to make the costumes and things for the drama group and stuff like that when we had drama. And he called with the ministry. He threatened them to have the bathrooms in September and to send these little girls ahead, these 50 little girls for first form. And he ain't got in the bathroom. He can drive them down by the ministry and let them down. But Mr. Pilgrim, you complain about bathrooms, but I ain't hear you talk about what these children they wear. Nobody ain't talk about what these children wear. These children coming in September. Nobody talk about the uniform. He said, oh shoot, Shorty, that's true. I see you want me to design the uniform. He says, yeah, go ahead. Cause this time I art student into designing with Carol Burhagen and stuff. I did like art, enough designing and drawing. So I said, well, let me take a hand at this design. So I went forth and come up with what we have there now as a school uniform that they have been wearing from then. So now I don't know if a lot of people know that I'm the person behind it. But the concept was 50 little girls. I was thinking of them mental. To bring them into school, scatter them around 5 first forms. That'll be like 10 children each. And a class that has like 30 children in it. You can imagine they're outnumbered by 20 boys. So 20 boys in khaki and 10 little girls in blue, if you decide. Because at that time, most go-to is somebody would have probably put them in a blue tunic with white blouses or something like that. I stepped outside the box at a young age and decided, nah, we gotta do something else that would blend in. So I decided whatever color it is, it gonna match with the khaki. So I came up with the taupe. It was a taupe color. It was not khaki in the beginning, it was taupe. And in making the uniforms, I then thought of the parents. I said, so if they got 3 girl children in the house, one going to foundation, one going to Common Mirror, one going to St. Michael's, and you got the St. Michael's in the foundation uniform that is tunics with white blouses inside. If I go and do a white blouse inside with another tunic, 5 days a week, there's 15 white shirts she washes on the weekend, and these tunics, and that is labor for the poor parent, and having to press all these things. Also for the speed of getting ready in the morning, and you got all these pleats and all that there to dress a child and make sure the child look tidy at first form. That is a delay. So all these things going on in my head is what helped me to design this thing. So I says, no, it got to be one dress. So one outfit cut in gores. And gores is the one thing that will fit any size.
Nice.
And then the school colors then would be the belt. And I really wanted to do the socks. That's like how the guys had the socks. The tall socks with the gold ring around it. I wanted the girl socks with the ankle socks with the gold ring on. I never got that. But we eventually had to start the first year because we were so lit wearing just plain black belts, and that's how come then they used to wear epaulets at first.
Got you.
And eventually Mrs. Pyle, when she was headmistress, because she knew the original idea, eventually she worked on getting the belt done in the school colors with the buckled head of the crest. So that's what they wear now.
A man of many talents.
I left it as one dress that you can wash, wear, and I used the zip rather than buttons because the children develop at a certain stage. And if it was buttons, then as they get busty, the buttons gave and pop off, or if the plain, then the whole chest open. It's highly unlikely that a zip can run out. So it made it easier for the child to put on, slip in it, put up the zip, put on the belt, and the ready.
Proud karma Marian.
Yeah, up and on.
I am Allison Seeley Smith. What going on?
Hey guys, what going on? It's your girl Empress Zinga. And for all the geeks out there in Bajan land, I'm really happy to tell you that I'm sitting down with Allison Seeley Smith. Yesterday was the launch day of X-Men, and Allison is actually here with us in Barbados. So I have a grab she up because she's going away in less than a day or so. And I just want to sit down and talk with her and do like some follow-up conversations, because the last time, if you go on over to our website and on YouTube as well, there was a video with her. She was actually on stage in Canada at the time, but now we can sit down and hug up and laugh up and ting and get close. So it's like, man, you can't leave Barbados and not speak to us about what has been going on. So
It is so good to be here. There's been all this hype and all this hoopla happening, and I said to myself, well, look at here in Barbados. Nobody ain't even ask me a question. I got people calling me from New York Times, Variety, Variety, Entertainment Weekly. Everybody here calling me, and I hear nothing from nobody. And then my dear Empress called, and I went, okay. This is good, and it's always such a joy and a pleasure to talk to you. So
I'm so glad to do this in person versus Zoom, because I feel that the conversation is going to be a lot more intimate and we can have fun as we normally do on camera. But yeah, B, yesterday was the launch day. How have the reviews been?
Well, I ain't see thing yet.
Nice.
I
Shenanigans.
ain't see the thing yet for a couple of reasons. One, I very, very seldom watch myself. I don't like it. It makes me self-conscious. I'm just afraid that the next time that I go into the studio, if I see something, I'm going, I really didn't like the way that she did. But she's some mock. When she's some mock, I can go and make she real. So I haven't seen it, but I have seldom been a part of anything that has generated this intense excitement before, leading up to it. And then when y'all came, I was in my car downstairs going, I want to see the reviews. Should I look at the reviews? I can look at the, I like it. They like it. They like it. And the response is totally unlike anything that I have ever come across before. And I have been doing what I do for whatever it is for over 40 years. And I've never seen or felt this kind of intensity, this kind of passionate appreciation, this kind of really intense positivity. So it's cool to be a part of something like that.
I love Storm. Yes, it is a continuation, but I like that everyone paid attention to this time and what we're in. Storm is darker. Storm is darker. She is Coco-esque, you know, and you really see the way in which they've paid attention to detail, but it hasn't lost the essence of it. And then when I see Allison Seeley Smith name in the credits, I holler, I jump up and down, I point for a screen cap picture, I do all sorts of things. So your Bajan flag is right there.
Bajan flag is right there. You know, and that's one of the things that, because I've done a fair amount. I've been lucky enough to do a fair amount in my career, right? lot of firsts and all of that kind of stuff. So that's why I used to say that I feel a real affinity sometimes with Storm, because of course Storm is the first major black female superhero ever. And I have been in the vanguard, and I've done some things that are some firsts. So it's just been really cool to be a part of that, and to see her evolve and develop. Yeah.
You've mentioned speaking to international media and you trying to talk to people about Barbados, or at least, showing your pride for the country. How was that, like, telling people that you're from here, from the Caribbean, and what was that like? What was the response like?
Yeah. Because I've been lucky enough to do all these things and to have all these firsts and so on, now sometimes I feel that this is not just about me. I did my thing. This is really, I am very, very aware of being from Barbados, being from this little island. And when all this hoopla started, and I knew I was going to get a chance to do it again, and I started getting a feeling about how big and what it was going to be like with the machinery of Marvel and Disney behind and pushing this thing, that it was going to be a whole different ball game than what I did 30 years ago, just in terms of the push. For me, putting Barbados front and center became the biggest thing. So I said, no, in these interviews, and they're trying to figure out, who is it bringing Barbados now? The lady come from Kenya, spent time in Egypt, went across to the States. She went nowhere. She went nowhere close to the Caribbean. So how you gonna bring it? I start talking about the awe, her awe-inspiring powers, I didn't even know the words Omega level at that point. So I did just talking about enough powers, big powers, could control the weather, powers. And of course, being from a tiny little island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and growing up with, an existential fear and awe of the power of the hurricane, then for me to be able to do this, I think I bring something special and unique to the role simply because I grew up in Barbados.
And I turned the corner.
Just now I get in the conversation a little bit, guys. I don't know how else to get it.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all, because we go through the hurricane season, literally called the hurricane season, every year. Dry season, wet season. Like, that's really what it is. And living in this space, there are things that Caribbean people will be able to zoom in on a little bit more. And then, of course, the Afrocentricness of it as well. Being in the Caribbean and knowing what that looks like, what that feels like, and adding that spin. So you do bring a uniqueness.
I firmly believe it. You can't say it and mean it unless there is a kernel of truth in it. And I feel that, because sometimes you don't even know exactly what it is that you bring into a character. Sometimes you do, sometimes you sit and you do your research, and other times you trust that there is something unique that you bring. And I know that our relationship, our vulnerability as this tiny island that completely, and it is so flat, we ain't even got a mountain that can stand in the way. Keep the winds, keep a rain wind, the winds can come over the top of that.
Let piece of cardboard.
So the idea of being able to summon and control winds, to be able to, the other day then the Sahara dust about the place, and I have this vision of somewhere I'd be calling up the desert sands, and I'd be going like,
Sahara dust,
Sahara dust, go back, because she forever summoning. So I did try to set it long, but the dust is still there.
Oh, okay.
But I thought that was really cool. But here I am, and I play a character who calls up the desert winds, who calls on the desert sands.
And now I want to ask about, do you need skill or talent in terms of being a voice actor? Because there might be somebody who can do voices really well, or you may just be a hard worker, but you're really not a talent. Like, what works well? Because I know Allison is just work. When she gets her brain on for a project, it's very hard to pull her back, especially watching her as a student. What is it for you? Is it skill set or is it work ethic?
Oh, it's all of them. It's innate talent. That's part of it, but in some ways, that's kind of the smallest part. But let's face it, not everybody can run fast. Not even everybody could cook. And they got recipes.
Yes. Yeah.
But if you sit down there with your recipe and I sit down there with my recipe, if you are a cookist, or to have people that is cookies, yours is going to taste better. So there is innate talent that some people have, but there's nothing you can do about that. That's either there or it's not. Then there is skill, of course. There is your relationship to the microphone. Skill is something that is learned. So for me, even more important than skill, which can be taught, is, of course, work ethic, and included in work ethic is listening and trusting. Because if you come into any situation, whether it's film, whether it's theater, whether it's whatever it is, whether it's carpentry, if you come in figuring, my God, I could carve wood, but you don't listen to the person that says, always put the safety catch on before you handle the saw, but you are so full of talent that you're not listening. And then it's cut off your hand. The same thing happens. It is the ability to listen. And one of the things I think, because I'm sure at some point you're going to ask me this, is what changed between then and now.
Yeah.
And I know that one of them is that I trust the situation more. I rely a lot less on my talent as God is given. Either day or I end. I even rely less on skill. I just take it for granted that skill is going to be there, that after 40 somebody years, I have learned certain skills. What can still trip me up and what still trips up a lot of actors is that they don't listen. They don't give themselves over to the director. You can come in with your ideas about what is supposed to happen, but your job is to be directed. So if you don't have that, if you don't have the humility and the understanding of what it is that your job is and what your responsibilities are, you can bring all of the talent, you can bring all of the skills, and you can make a complete botch of it because just not listening.
Yeah.
I think when I was younger, there's an arrogance that goes with youth. There's this idea that you know, and because of that, I work really hard because I'm good. So I gotta make sure that I'm the best because who knows? If I don't meet the whole thing might fall apart because I'm so good.
Yeah.
I gotta work real hard. And now you have humility, and there's a whole team around you. They're your colleagues who are also doing the voices. There's a director who knows what the hell they're doing. There are writers who know what the hell they're doing. And you relax because you figure, okay, they've hired me for a reason. All I gotta do is really listen and trust. And that's what's been really cool this time around. So the humility and the ability to listen and understand are bigger than either talent or skill.
Wow, okay. So what now is your biggest memory, I guess either in or out the booth? Because we've even mentioned Comic-Con.
Right.
And that big stark difference to when it was before in the 90s. And you're like, wait, all these people to see me? And people going, oh my God, where's time?
It blows my mind. This is not my culture. None of that. It's not my culture. I owe it as a certain vintage. So this whole idea of, you know, the cons and even social media, even the fact that there's this huge life that they got hundreds and hundreds of people that I don't know from all parts of the globe that'll be sitting there judging. And it's just amazing. And I think for me, one of the big differences between the 90s, and there are lots of differences. I mean, you know, one of them is that then I was hungry. I was really hungry. I was hungry to prove myself. I was hungry to prove that a little girl from Barbados with no acting degree could come up to Canada and sort of and show people that she could act. I didn't even know it wasn't about getting this job or that job. I just wanted to be taken seriously as an actor. So I had things to prove. I had to make money. I had to make serious money. I had 2 children. And I was on my own in the most precarious profession. So I had to make money. So I was hungry. I am hungry anymore. Listen, the freedom, Empress, that gives you when you are in the studio, the way that I enjoy being Storm this time around is huge. The other big thing, because of these Comic-Cons, I have come face to face with my audience in a way that nothing else in my 40-something years as a professional performer. I have never come across that before. I mean, you're a theater artist as well. You know that you have quite Q&As after. You know that every performance that you do, there are going to be 4 or 5 people that will hang around afterwards and say, Empress, that was so great, and that meant so much to me. That is completely different than going to these Comic-Cons and you sit there for hours. So I do either 3-day cons or 4-day cons. And it is this constant procession of people coming up to the table where I am sitting. And the stories that they tell, the connection that they made either with the property itself, X-Men, but to feel that, to feel what this means to them, to hear their expectations. And all of a sudden you feel a different level of responsibility. So I don't feel any responsibility to my career anymore. My career has had its arc, wherever it goes. If I never did anything else again, I would still feel, that was all right. That was all right. The responsibility to these fans, and I think because of the nature of the X-Men and what it was about, and because it was about othering and otherness, and how do you belong, and how long is it that you have to put your life on the line for people who hate you? Because X-Men is the age-old thing of good versus evil. Just about every story that humans tell is in some way about good versus evil. But what happens when the evil that you are fighting, a lot of them are your own kind? And the humans frighten us for them and hate them. And how do you build community? How do you find a community where you can belong? That touched people in ways that Mickey Mouse didn't. That reached people. We see a lot of people on the spectrum. And again, it's just the idea of being different, being other, and that could be superpower, you know? And it's been really, really interesting to come face to face with that. It's a fantastic ego boost. You sit there all day and people say that you can act real good and you amazing, and then let you real bad. I mean, come on. What's not to like?
And then you get a paycheck for it too.
And I get a paycheck. It's also incredibly humbling because you go in there and now I'm not thinking about the paycheck, and I'm not thinking about the reviews. I'm not thinking about anything. I am thinking about the people that have come up to the table with tears in their eyes. So it's kind of cool. Like the responsibility is to the audience. Because I know them now. I see them.
They're not just fans anymore. We're all a family now.
Family.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I think it's awesome. Okay, so we have spoke about so many little different things internationally, the fans, Marvel and Disney, you as an actress, all of that good stuff. But we're bringing it all the way back home to not only just Barbados, but the Caribbean and of course your family. When the episodes are now getting more and more recognition, and as your grandchildren get older, your children are already knowing mommy is Storm already. But now when they look up and they see and hear the voice, and we, the people, realize who that person is, what do you want us to see? And what do you want us to feel? What are you hoping?
The majesty that is the Black woman, the resilience that is the Black woman. I mean, it's such a joy to play Storm because, you know, she's queen, she is goddess, she is weather witch, she frightened to gain a box.
Yeah.
She could control the hurricane. And, you know, we've already touched on that, what that means to somebody of Caribbean heritage, the fact that you can turn away this existential adversary that, you know, we would probably in the crib when you start learning that this is how you prep for a hurricane season. We used to have our own little rhyme about it. It's huge. So to be able to control that and to be absolutely terrified to be in a small space. Majesty, power, overcoming fear, self-control. I am in awe of Storm's self-control. I think if Alison Seeley Smith did a really Storm, my frustration at the injustices and inequities that exist would make me drown the world. And she doesn't. She sees the beauty in people. She fights for what is right. She is the epitome of leadership. And with leadership comes control. Being powerful does not mean not having weaknesses. So I guess those are the things that I want my grandchildren to see. A powerful Black woman with acknowledged weaknesses who gets over them, who knows how to deal with them, and who also exercises supreme control over her powers, all dedicated to doing the right thing. Storm is a body that I will want to watch my back because she is this calm oasis of powerful certitude, you know? And I just want my grandchildren to be able to see that, see that kind of power personified by a Black woman.
GineOn's legacy question. What is it that Alison Seeley Smith wants to be remembered for, or what is it that she wants to leave behind? And this is outside of X-Men.
You know, that you can do it if you really want to do it, that you put your mind to it and you make it happen. I mean, I know that I feel that I've been so lucky. And one of my major legacies for me will always be the Obsidian Theatre Company. Because it's hard to have a legacy in theatre. Theatre is such an ephemeral thing. It happens and then it's gone.
Yeah.
This theatre company that positioned that bewildering diversity of the Black voice. Because if it's one thing you learn early, there ain't no such thing as the Black voice. Them have Black voices, and all of them need a place on the world stage. So to be able to contribute to that, to giving space and amplitude to the Black voice is one of the most important legacies I think that I have left. And then if there is anything else, it is that it is possible. There's no reason that it should have worked out for me. There is none. I have not been to theatre school. I come from Barbados. When I went up to Canada in 1977, I spoke with a Bajan accent. I had absolutely no experience with nothing. I hadn't even turned 18 yet. when I left Barbados, and I was 20 when I got my first professional acting gig. Is possible. It is possible to dream it and make it so. It is possible to take reality and bend it to your will.
The voice of Allison Seeley Smith. Thanks guys for watching. You can follow us here on YouTube as well on Instagram. Go and check out the X-Men reboot, please. X-Men 97. I do hope you guys, not only in Barbados and the Caribbean, but internationally, caught on YouTube, enjoyed this interview, enjoyed what Allison had to say, not only with her experience with X-Men, but her experience overall and what it has been now 30 plus years since the first section of this story. Big ups to Marvel, big ups to Disney for putting her up because she is extremely unique. You did a good casting call with Storm, guys. I'm Empress Zinga from GineOn.com. See you with us somewhere, sometime soon. Bye.
I know when you watch Nadi Waka is be like, yes please, I aspire
You
to
legit
all
moving
these
like
great
you legit
things.
moving like a thirsty man in Nadi comments.
All the great moves I must learn. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Nandi, and these are my favorite songs to wake up to.
Yo guys, what's going on? My name is Kofi Jones and this is
Hadia,
and welcome to
Top 10 Talk.
brought to you by GineOn.com.
What going on?
This week, instead of doing a top 10, we're actually doing a top 13. Nadi's favorite songs to walk up to.
No, we're going to present them to you in alphabetical order because, I mean, who on earth can just choose 10 songs and then put them in, in ranking order? Come on.
Yeah.
It's going to be
she
real
can even
hard.
pick 10. We can't expect you to do a number one out of all of these.
Yeah, so in alphabetical order, let me see what's going on.
The first song we got is 30 Seconds of Walking Up.
30 seconds of walking up. 30 seconds of walking up. 30 seconds of walking up. 30 seconds of walking up. 30 seconds of walking up. 30 seconds of walking up. 30 seconds of walking up. 30 seconds of walking up. Everybody behind the truck. 30 seconds of walking up.
Before I was an actual DJ, right? I spent a good couple years of my life thinking that this song was about a minute long because DJs used to pull it up all the time. This song, I have never heard this song play for less than a minute. Cause you know what I mean? It just get pulled up all the time. It was before Bashment Soul was called Bashment Soul, but this is a Bashment Soul, cause this is a bashy song, dog. They ain't got no substance, nothing, nothing
And
of
it
the
was
sort.
pure brilliance,
Yeah.
even so.
Next on the list, we got Stiffy with Break It Off.
Walk up on it like you want, break it off.
Break It Off.
Walk up on it like you want, break it off. Pop up on it like you want, break it off. Skin up on it like you want, break it off. You block and make it soft, but come and make it soft. So give me a position that I never see it. Like a pop cover, ready to sweat. Give me the lizard leg lock in a mosquito net. I start to bounce on it like a clipboard check. Cause you can't give me nothing that basic.
This song does make you do things you really know you should not do when you people fat. And I can understand why it's on the list. Enough said. Wanna have seen Nandy Boxy to this, right?
Keeping things moving, we got Bumper Catch a Fire by Timmy.
Catch a bucket of water, keep it there for your daughter. Cause when I done, I gonna mess you around, I gonna catch a fire, she bumper. Catch a bucket of water, and keep it there for your daughter. Cause when I done, I gonna mess you around, I gonna mess you around. Home and holler, my bumper catch a fire, my bumper catch a fire, my bumper catch a fire, catch a fire, catch a fire, my bumper catch a fire, my bumper catch a fire, my bumper catch a fire, catch a fire, catch a fire.
She was always an advocate for this song and Timmy. Like I remember this is like I think 2 years or so ago. Like I remember her like specifically saying that she loved to hear this song. This is when he catch a fire truck to party monitor.
Oh yeah. That
Big
was
man.
awesome.
Big
that time
man.
we there upon the hill, so no watching the next and no we see this truck land.
That
was like,
is
what?
so hard.
Yeah.
Next on the list we got Jai with the Champ with Correction Time.
You ready now? I really want you walk up on the thing, girl. Boost back and get wild on the thing, girl. Face down on the thing, girl. I bust a TikTok, no on the thing, girl. I really want you walk up on the thing, girl. Boost back and get wild on the thing, girl.
When I saw the video for the song, I was like, I really upset that I didn't get to be like in it and show them exactly what you're supposed to do.
What you're supposed to do, not you. Not the deal with the one chick at the time. Next on the list, we got Hyper Dog with Dollar Wine.
15-cent wine for Susie, 30-cent wine for Shirley and Caroline. Take the other 55-cent wine, got your big up every time. Look how the glamour girls time for a line. All the time and the $2 wine. I got the tanga, gun up the wine. Shaking the spoiler with the bumper behind. Say 5 cents, 10 cents, dollar. Say 5 cents, 10 cents, dollar.
Another Chihuahua businessman classic. This is where the Maxi Taxi days, not the ZR, feeling the cradle and milkshake and this boom flick and bounce pan it tunes. These was the days.
Up next, the Hyper Dog again with Don't Get Yam Out.
Glamour girls, tell the damn gorgons and the damn dada back out. Cause I said that one I can't yam the out. But the line I'm a talk about. Because don't get yam out, some man don't get yam out. Don't get yam out, some man don't get yam out. Don't get yam out, some man don't get yam out. Don't get yam out, some man don't get yam out.
This one, I love this one. The beat hard. When the boom flick and dembo were the preferred gyrations. Now today we are here at IGI Gourmet Delights in Mall 34. Let Pato tell you why you should come across here and eat this delicious food.
IGI Gourmet is unique because of our customer service and our great cuisine. So we really strive on making sure that people get excellent customer service so that they can recommend us. IGI is just a great place to be. Relax, enjoy, the atmosphere is kind of chic. One of our top sellers is Healthy Choice. Now Healthy Choice basically consists of grilled fish, you get some Alfredo pasta with some Bajan salad. We also do cheesecakes, we also do chocolate cakes. So IGI is basically a health place where you can get a lot of healthy stuff. Come and just relax for the day. We have free Wi-Fi, parking is available in town, and just come and enjoy us. And we'll enjoy you as well.
We got Gabby now with Dr. Cassandra.
When you're coming back, Santa, when you're coming to give me a medicine. When you're coming back, Santa, when you're coming to give me a medicine.
The mighty Gabby is a boss, enough said. But this song was at a time where soca was starting to have its own voice. Because soca was the people at that time thing. And this came and pleased the generation at that time and is still a great party pleaser, all know.
Up next we got Stiffy with Garden.
All in her garden, she want me to work. Down with the back, she want me to work. On the side, she want me to. All in her garden, she want me spend time. Enough long hours are real overtime. She don't even care, rainfall, sunshine. I am the maintenance man, landscape specialist. When it comes to vetting, I'm the irrigation therapist.
Yeah, this is one of the top draw of bashment songs ever written. Listen, the lyrics in this tune is off the shelf. This is top shelf lyrics. I mean, Stiffy's a genius when it comes to lyrics and bashment soca. This is one of these songs that, you know, that you really sit back and start to bird watch. You know, you watch your girls start doing their own thing.
It is one of those songs where you can start with a slow whine, preparing yourself for the frenzy that's later on in the party. Maintenance man is infectious. When the beat drops, you can't help but move. Always creative with his lyrics, Stiffy.
Now we got DJ Chain with a tune called Bubba Ben, aka Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes.
Head, shoulders, everybody know. Head, shoulders, knees. Turn around and bend. Wind to the ground and bend.
It's a good girl gang track, and this is when the ladies like to dance for themselves.
Now we get to the queen of soca herself, Miss Alison Hines, with Iron Bazo D.
Never
as good as this tune is, this one surprised me as well, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have said I see Talk Class Bubbles before this.
That is exactly the one that I was going to mention.
I get everything.
This is where a man's supposed to hypnotize the lady with his waistline talents. Many a man get hard on the dance floor, let me tell you.
No, we got Mr. DJ with a tune called Waistline Shots.
Girls in short pants winding down to the ground. I hope that this bashment's loud. Waistline licking shots, waistline licking shots, waistline licking shots, waistline licking shots, waistline licking shots. On the road ahead.
Waistline Shots is just one of them songs. He is probably the biggest soca one-hit wonder I could think of. I really appreciate the sampling of the song. A few of my favorite things, you know, little Christmas songs. Da 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 da.
When I first heard this one, I was wondering what the heck was going on when it first started. But then the beat dropped and it was like, brats, brats, brats. Yes, they said brats, brats, brats.
Coming up next on the list, we got Timmy yet again with a tune called Worse Than That.
I know that one I could walk up. Worse than that. Worse than that. Worse than that. Worse than that. Little more. Here we go.
Worse than that is not for those who haven't done anything in a while. Cause then you feel how old you is getting. This is a display tune and one of the ultimate workout speedster songs. You really need to be fit cause it's paced from beginning to end. This is the final tune on Landy's list. Hazard a guess as to what it could be. Take it away, maestro.
I don't want to tell, but we've already rehearsed these, so I had no idea that was gonna happen. I was so confused what he did with me. But we got Crossfire with Yardine.
Come on, everybody let loose the whole floor. Nobody even care about who push who. Whole floor gone mad.
Do not push nobody. I don't know what he is getting on with.
Gone mad, hand on your head and wine. We doing the most. That's your business. Now this is just what me and Kofi think. I want you to tell me if what you thought was gonna be on the top 13 was actually on the top 13. Anything surprise you?
Yeah, and if you want to keep it with the top 10 top team, you can follow us on Instagram at GineOn, subscribe to us on YouTube at GineOn, or you could just go to GineOn.com.
Yes, and if you want to hear the full versions of these sweet soca songs, head over to our webpage at GineOn.com, GineOn.com, and look for Top 10 Talk.
Just want to say thanks to Nandi for sending us her songs. If her songs you'd like to walk up to, we can do something different this crop over season, so we can be attacking different people from social media, maybe a couple of people in the public's eye, getting their thoughts on what you know me, would like to sing you Soca's Fair.
He's attacking y'all. Did you hear that right?
Well, no, I can't say attacking, might get banned.
Hey guys, this is Empress Zinga, and this is the last week of Mahalia's Corner. Boy, I really hope y'all have been keeping up, because this week is Patrice Roberts, all the way from Trinidad. First regional artist here at Mahalia's Corner. There's so much to see as usual this week. They're going to be having the open mic as usual, and a fantastic spotlight artist. Let's go and see what's going on.
And I know this is the top of the show. People are standing outside, you know, like the minute thing. But everybody, you know, we celebrate. But we want your energy to be high.
Get up for you all the way from Paris. All the house in Raiders of Paris. See all the men and that backside again. What the man?
And we are at the first break at Mahalia's Corner. And guess who's here? This is Auntie Judy. To everybody, this is Mahalia Mommy. Hi, Auntie Judy. Hi. How have you been enjoying the show and seeing your daughter on stage?
Oh, I've been enjoying every show from its inception. And this year was really awesome. The performances were great. I enjoyed every moment that I've been here.
Is there anything that you're looking forward to later?
Whatever is to come, I am ready to accept it.
Thank you, Auntie Judy.
Thank you.
See you later, guys. And we are back. This time around, this is the section for open mic. And with me, I have two musicians who have been on stage for all of the season. Isn't that so?
Yes, ma'am.
How has it been being a part of Mahalia's Corner?
Well, thus far for the season, a very interesting experience, not knowing exactly what we have to play before we get on stage. So it's either listen to the song 5 minutes before we get on stage or just kind of figure it out as we play along.
That's kind of crazy, but you're talented enough. Who are you see anybody here tonight that you think you want to play with, that you know of, that they're finally going on the stage like, boy, I will always want to work with them?
Well, we haven't checked the lists yet. So usually we will find out, like he said, like minutes, like seconds before or minutes before. So even up to now, we don't know who's going on. We don't know what's going to happen. But it's going to be vibes still. Right through. Right through.
Thanks so much, guys. Thank you. We'll be right back. And we are back once again with two more patrons here at Mahalia's Corner. Hello, ladies. Hi. Could you tell me very, very quickly, what are your thoughts about Mahalia's Corner? What is it have you enjoyed so far?
Well, for me, this has been my second time.
Okay.
Yes, and I found that it was just perfect. Mahalia's confidence just grew over the years. They just look beautiful on stage. Everybody started to participate. I mean, it's nice, lovely.
Fantastic. Is there anything that you are looking forward to later? I know Patrice, but is there anything else or just her?
Mainly her, but open mic is usually pretty good. All of the artists are normally on point, so it's awesome. It's really, really good.
My final question, for those who did not get their tickets in time, who are now at home trying to grabble anything that is live on IG or Facebook, what is it that you want to tell to them right now?
Sorry, guys, you missed out. You missed out big.
It is awesome. You should be here.
You should be here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Weary soldier in the yellow battle, a reaching for the victory on higher ground. Your love is my armor, while I fight to keep our kingdom safe and sound. I'm in war with a raging storm. Say your love is against me war. Thank you for hitting this point for donating to my country. Thank you to Barbados. In my opinion, the best aid and relief that we have received. From my people, from my country, from the bottom of my heart, I will say thank you. the opening ceremony, they came out and blew everyone away. Please give it up. The biggest welcome of the season, please, because it's a big group. For the Marlon Legal Voice Project. And I'm forever grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up. Miss Patrice Roberts!
We love
Don't ever give up and not to another woman. All this girl fight for that boy. Sweetness and barefoot I am not. You kill me just in my heart. You bring out the time when I'm loving you. Sugar boy, sugar boy. I'm ready to walk, I want to walk. I feel it, I want to walk. It's a really bad, I'm ready to walk, I want to walk. I feel it, I want to walk. It's a really bad, I'm don't give up before it's time. And done it, waiting. Slide your voices right now. Turn it up, stop it, jump it. We got to put on it. Turn it up, we got to put on it. Jump around and let it rock. So when I get right there to the island, and the problem comes up here, make sure you stop it there. On this one, on this something there. Now let the people start to jump like an elephant. Let's be jumping. We're like a little kid. Jumping until the ground. Because the island is becoming ground. Come to the island. One, better life is like this. Better life is like this. Happiness happen every day. Every day. Come to the island. What's the fuck is that?
Good night, everybody. Please pardon me if I don't know your name, but I know your face. Last time I saw you was in the middle jumping up, having a time. I could see you winding up, miles away. On a truck singing a song, you know it, miles away. But I can hear you when you call. Hey, I cannot remember your name, but trust me, I know your face. I know your face. Hey, I cannot remember your name, but trust me, I know your face. Go on, get some of Patrice now. You look familiar, I just can't tell you from where or when. All of these family, it don't matter, I know you're my friend. I forget the name along the way, okay, but just in case. I know the face. It's Robert.
I know the face. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming out tonight. Thank you. Make some noise. Make some noise for the show woman, is it up? Thank you very much. I love you. And I'm gonna do this again.
Empress Zinga, GineOn magazine. My question for you is, how was it working with the band? I know that this is something a little different, acoustic set, everything is usually stripped down. How was it for you working with the band and how it was before?
From the moment I've met the members, it was quite comfortable. I mean, they made me feel at home, so that was easy in itself. And everything else was a straight. They was following me. Sometimes I made mistakes and they would just, you know, they would be there to pick me up. And I want to say thank you to Mahalia and to the crew for having me. You guys rock, and they're so amazing. They're not just, you know, members. They're not just musicians, but they are real. You know, we in the band room and we laugh, we could talk, we could just vibe. And I love this atmosphere.
Okay, so my last question, I usually ask this to every artist. What is it you as an artist want to be remembered for? What legacy it is you want to leave behind?
I want to be remembered for being real, being me. You know, not being who everyone wants me to be, but being me. If I feel to wear makeup, if I feel to cry, if I feel to just go on social media and just belt out my emotions, that's just what I want people to remember me for. Somebody that is true to themselves.
What if your daughter came up and she was actually a feature at Mahalia's Corner in the next stuff? Well, how would you feel about that?
Sometimes your kids want to be what they want to be, and you can't stop that. So if she want to be a singer, then singer it is. I'll support every decision she makes. I'll support it. I mean, not the wrong decision.
She's already singing in rehearsal.
Yeah.
And I hope Mahalia's Corner still here when she gets to that point where she could come and sing at Mahalia's Corner.
Thank you.
Yo, this is your girl Patrice Roberts. Talk to me. What going on?
That's why when I sit down low and I rock it down, don't watch me nothing. Mind your business, hush your mouth, you're not pretend of it. I'm a big woman, not talking to you, and I'm 16 again. Don't expect me to be the same. What if eyes are bigger now? Watch your words are mama. Walk it from winter morning. I'm not doing my damn cause eyes are bigger now.
So very important to remind women all over the world to check your boobies.
I don't know somebody who doesn't know somebody who has or has had breast cancer.
Hi everyone.
Hi, this is your girl Tabitha. What's up guys, it's your girl Nikita with a gentle reminder for all my ladies out there to check your breasts every day.
As we all know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
It's that time of year again where we place breast cancer awareness into the spotlight.
Giving yourself regular self breast exams is not only a great idea because it is going to put you in a good position to be the first to know what's going on with your body, but it also gives you like authority, like, and control, and I feel like that's really empowering to have that kind of agency. I also want to remind you to consistently do your checks, ladies. Check your breasts monthly, not only in October, but monthly.
I think it's really important for us as women to have an awareness of what's going on within our bodies and within our breast health especially. It's something that we need to remember not to neglect.
And it's also a time of year where a lot of people do some introspection and focus on their own health and how they're living their life and what they eat and how they exercise to really help combat developing such a serious illness.
I've seen firsthand the entire journey of finding something abnormal to receiving diagnosis.
I actually discovered something was wrong on my 35th birthday.
And for me, October is super important to let women know that yes, you can develop this illness, but you don't necessarily first have to go to your doctor once you start feeling bad.
So I really want to stress the importance of monthly self-exams and knowing what's normal for your body.
There are really simple ways that you can do a self-check at home. Most women do it in the shower. When they're washing, you just feel around your breast for any irregular lumps. And after some time, you know what your breasts feel like.
For someone like me who has fibrous breast tissue, there are always things in my breast that feel like they could be lumps. But now I know the difference between what it should feel like on a regular basis and what it shouldn't feel like, and giving myself self-exams on a regular basis puts me in a good position to know if there's something different that I need to pay attention to.
And once you feel something that you know is not normal, then you can go to your doctor, and that early detection is really what saves lives.
Early detection saves lives.
Early detection is key.
It is on my mind all the time. Tracy, check.
Literally every time you take a shower, and if you feel something, if you sense something, feel free to contact your physician. Don't panic, don't feel ashamed. No question is too dumb or too small. Those self-checked exams are super important because ultimately, early detection is your best protection.
And when you do recognize that, don't be afraid. Get it checked.
So go ahead, feel up your bubbies.
If you're not checking regularly, don't be ashamed. Go to your gynecologist. Go to the Barbados Cancer Services. Someone will guide you through the process. But just make it a priority to know exactly how to check yourself and know what to feel for. Because some people might have lumpy boobs. It's true. And so every lump you feel is not one to be worried about.
I know so many women who, from stories I read online and everything, who found out they had breast cancer from a at-home self-test.
I've seen it with my mother. My mother is a breast cancer overcomer.
My name is Janelle Bryan, and I am a 7-year survivor of breast cancer. I actually had a bloody discharge from my nipple and no lump that you could feel. When I followed up with my doctor, I did have a mammogram, but the mammogram didn't actually show that anything was wrong. That was followed up by an ultrasound, which did show the mass. All of this was happening a full 5 years before the recommended age of 40 to begin mammograms. So if I had waited until then to pay attention, God only knows what the outcome could have been.
And when we as the family receive the information, it's really hard to take in. And imagine how hard it was for her on her own to take in, And one thing she always said to me is that, Tracy, breast cancer is not a death sentence. 1.
Breast cancer is not an automatic death sentence, especially if it's detected early.
2, I am your barometer. If I look okay and if I seem strong, just go with me. Because it was hard to see my mother going through chemo. It was hard to see her on her low days. It was hard to... My mother's such a strong person, it was just hard to see her not being able to function as she would usually do at times.
I also want to stress the importance of knowing your family history and sharing information among family members, because a family history of any disease not only increases your chances of developing it, but it can also affect how early you develop it as well. Prior to my diagnosis, I didn't know of anybody in my family who had breast cancer. So I learned about family on my dad's side once I was diagnosed. And then following my diagnosis, I had a few female family members who were also diagnosed with breast cancer. But now I could give them the information about my diagnosis, which, now they were armed in terms of what they were able to share with their medical team, right? It's really important for your medical team to have an accurate family history, to know and to consider in any course of treatment. God forbid you should be diagnosed.
And even though I had some weak moments behind the scenes, when I was not with her, when I would leave a chemo treatment, I'd go and cry in the car or something, I was just still so very moved by how strong my mother was for herself, but also for all of us. She didn't have to be, but she wanted to be. Her strength came from a place of, I want to fight this. It wasn't from a place of hiding emotions or hiding how she truly felt about what she was going through, because she definitely expressed pain and hurt and fear sometimes, but she really expressed, you know what, I am going to get on top of this and I'm going to do what I can to get myself to a better place. And she did. And I feel so very inspired by her journey. And I know there are many other inspirational stories out there. And then there's some that are sad, and families have had to go through some really, really difficult times where breast cancer is concerned.
For all of those who are fighting the fight, to my survivors, to my warriors, we stand with you. This includes my aunt and anyone else who is on this journey. We are with you, all right?
Be there for them, listen to them. Sometimes they need to vent. Sometimes they just want to talk about something else. But just be there.
Take care. Love you guys.
Some songs in your song system.
You don't know.
What part that come from?
Some sounds on your sound system, a Caribbean thing now. What going on?
Alright, we here with some songs in your song system here, man. Going on interview. Right now we can massage the mental. I find out we're going on with my boy here now, man. So, some songs. One of your tunes you got right now. Let's talk about Paradigm Shift.
I know you could build a spliff, but can it build a future? Or do you just want the fantasies? Got to look past the next 2 joints. About 10 years down and decide where you plan to be.
I want you to explain why this song is so important, especially for people who are younger and how they got to change their vision right about now?
Paradigm shift. Blessings, DJ. So paradigm shift, the foundation of it is that in order for us to have a brighter future, a better world, we all need to play our part. It's starting with the individual, you know, like Michael Jackson, the man in the mirror. And when you have conversations with people or just see the way they behave, it would display that they have limiting beliefs, or that maybe they're just not seeing a bigger picture, or if they would change how they're looking at things right now, it would make it better for everybody. So paradigm shift came from a place of inspiring a yearning for change, and also letting people know that there's hope. A lot of people, if you taught them, you get a vibe of that. They ain't think nothing better can happen. They feel like this is it and it sucks. It starts and ends with you. Feed your mind those positive thoughts. What you put in is what you're gonna get out. Remember that.
Sweet, I like that. Was there any one particular situation that made you feel like you needed to write this song, Paradigm Shift, or was it a collection of what you were seeing happen in the community?
It's a collection from I was small, man. When I really sit down and think about it, this is something that has been on my mind from as long as I can remember. I had a decent foundation. Still had, everybody got the struggles, but mine, I had certain privileges that I immediately realized that my friends didn't have. Growing up, I remember one time about my friend going to the gas station with a bottle, and it's like, well, what's going on, man? I say, hey, you're gonna get some gas. Gas for what? Gas for the generator. I mean, I can't remember how I reacted at first, but it stuck with me. But he was going to get gas to generate the house because they didn't have electricity. For me, it just never sit well with me. Why people will be wasting electricity and got this and that, and the next man don't got none at all. The injustice, it was just too unfair. So situations like that, from small, it would bother me, you know? To like the way a lot of their parents would interact with them, it would never really sound or feel like love. Even though your parents love them, but the struggle is just too much. You getting cussed, then you got several siblings. You want to be outside because inside is just too much turmoil. So I always was observing these things, even though, yeah, we only really coming together to play because we just want to have fun or whatever. I know that when he go home, he don't want to go home. And I had several friends like that, and the young men in the community, so from like the ones that from 15 maybe to about 30 years old, where they were lying. I was warned, well, stay away from these places, this is bad association. But for the others, they ain't had that guidance, and that's where they go when they go outside. So when I saw the struggle and I seen this cycle complete and go round and round as I get older, everybody that my age, younger, a little older than me, when they come out of school, what they're gonna do? It's the same story over and over, and nobody is satisfied, nobody is happy with what they're doing. And a lot of people ending up in bad situations. Some might be prison, some may make it out. Just unfortunate things, you know what I mean? Accidents. And it just always weigh down on me, man. So from then, I wasn't into writing the songs then, but these things used to be on my mind.
A lot of what you've spoken about so far has been dealing with mind and mentality. Now, is there anything or any way that you could suggest that certain people try to adjust how they think mentally, or try to like think a little bit deeper, or like what can people do to really change their mindset to recognize what's going on around them?
You gotta start proving to yourself in small ways that change is possible, and then like graduate and then create slightly bigger changes as you go up. You want to sell juices or something, they might got a big wall blocking you from not doing anything to actually having people come to you and buying juices. What you could do, you could start, buy your ingredients, buy your bottles, what's not, and set up. When you get that first sale, that's proof that what you thought about came to being, came to life. You brought that reality into life. and then just gradually step up. Find things that interest you, that you would like to see happen in your life. And this is something that I've proven with my own story in my life. Things that I thought about, I finding ways to make them happen. Learning about manifestation, you know? We start with small things and just start to build our faith muscle. It might not happen immediately, but if I start, I could get somewhere and we can make something happen. And that's how we can learn and grow. And also the person next to you or the person watching you can be inspired as well. And they don't necessarily gotta start from the bottom all the time. So when you think about building a little 2x2, well, we ain't gotta be intimidated about that no more. We know what's possible and we know it could come.
Showing examples of excellence.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
How would you define mental resilience?
This I spent a lot of time thinking about, you know. But the approach for me is that it's not about nothing bothering you at all. You become just a rock. But it's about developing a confidence in yourself that you know you're gonna get out. So when you're facing a situation, no matter how bad it get, you still got an image in your mind of you getting past it. You know you can tell a story about it in the future. So mental resilience for me is a faith.
And if there's someone right now that is feeling like if I ain't sure how I can get over this. I know that Sam here telling me, you know, find a space, you know, work out what we're working at, keep on going. But like, is there any particular books, anybody I could talk to, anything that this man Sam do, anything he do that could possibly help me?
Well, this is a big one. It sounds so simple, but it'd be hard. It's reaching out to somebody, maybe a mature person that been through certain things, and just expressing how you feel. Somebody that can listen to. But sometimes it's to get it out. We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. And when you start to speak, you realize it's not as bad as you was thinking. Or maybe the person might be able to then relay something similar that happened that you might even perceive as worse than what you're going through right now. And then there are clear evidence that they got through it or that they're still here, you know? Let me talk about the Bible, let me talk about Job. Boy had it worse than Job. You talk about mental resilience, you gotta remember Job. Again, stories that would build confidence in the idea that it will get rough. You might feel like if there's no end, hold firm, hold tight.
You know, they got people that would always say, man, music is the reason why the people getting on so mad and thinking the road. Music is the reason behind the gun violence. Music is the reason behind this and that and that.
I like this topic a lot, you know, because it's funny. But me personally, I listen to all kinds of music. I love music, I love different sounds. I see music as company. I see music as association. And from small, my mother always taught me bad association spoils useful habits. Walk with the wise and become wise. Walk with the foolish and fear badly. It can be good or bad, but you gotta know where you stand. If you're a vulnerable person, maybe certain music is not for you. But on the positive side, back to the idea, what you put in is what you're gonna get out. The more you associate yourself with certain messages that might be attached to songs, it can rub off on you eventually. It can impact you. It can have an influence some way or another, no matter how you want. Play strong. In some way or another, it can have an influence. Everything you consume is either coming this way or that way. So that's why when I write it now, I just try to add to the pool that will lift you up. Life is dynamic. We got all kind of things, but my choice is to add to the pool that will lift you up.
So let me be real. Sometimes we see artists that doing bad music and thing and getting enough forward, right? So a lot of people will see that and be like, well, I hear so struggling to do my little positive voice where you just can't release two vulgar tunes, you know, and go forward. Why you decide to stick with that positive pool that you're trying to uplift from?
Again, I think this ties back into self-development as an artist or as a person and getting to know yourself. And when sharing art, you're sharing a piece of you. And nobody imperfect, but for me, I try to share the best piece of me. My art comes from your heart. Other people, they might be looking at it from more of a commercial standpoint. So it's like, what sells? What can get me the most money? and they might be completely disconnected to what they're saying, but they go against that completely in the art because they will say they're selling, they're trying to make money. So for me, I actually sacrifice that in a sense where I know that I might get less forward or less attention because the message is not what is popular. But again, I got a different confidence where I feel I could do this thing and make it just as hard as anything on the other side. You know what I mean?
Recently, you have been doing a number of live performances. You'll be performing weekly at Jago's with your sis Rebel Glam. Any memorable moments, any things you could pick out?
It's hard to pick out one again of good set of them moments right now. With Paradigm Shift, I mean, I had with Picture Me, the response was really good and positive too. I actually had a person tell me that they listen to that song every day and it's motivate them to get up and go, that's like mission accomplished, you know?
Picture me with a sound engineer, top class music down in your ear. People say a studio, you gotta get there. Now a gun in on a big chunk career. This is genuine music, truly sincere. Some boy lyrics terrible and them can't compare. I say prepare to feel if you feel to prepare. When your dreams too small, if they don't make you scared, look.
But with Paradigm Shift, it's more like people giving feedback, saying things like they're getting goosebumps. A couple days ago, we was down Bottom Bay, St. Philip, and we were gonna shoot some content for the Paradigm Shift. Man had some nice coconut cocktails. You man cutting the coconuts and putting the mixture in it and everything. You're drinking straight from your coconut. It was nice. But we said, listen man, we got a tune here. We here shooting some content. When you hear it, tell me what you think, you know? When that first line hit, I know you could build a spliff, but can you build a future? A spliff was nearby at the time too. You know what I mean? And the man started to shake a little bit. He said, boy, this you? I said, this is reality here, boy. Moments like that.
It's about self-development and trying to make sure you could maintain a kind of future. That ain't nothing easy that you could just do. So, you know, everybody kind of demotivated. Like, how do we really get up every day and decide, celebrate self-victories and things and make sure that I could develop myself?
I think we gotta begin with an attitude of gratitude still. Just the simple things like just breathe, take a breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, give thanks for that. If you got something to eat, give thanks for that. If you got a roof over your head, give thanks for that. Don't start off by stressing about all the things you don't have. Then we could move forward in a way where we say, alright, let me just try to be 1% more positive today. Well, let me excel at this, let me get a little better at this. And start small. That's what we say. Start small and then celebrate that small victory.
Just lift up your left arm so the viewers can see like a little bicep or something. So talking about self-development, obviously you're into fitness.
Yeah.
How does fitness play a part in actually your discipline and stuff like that?
Health is wealth to start off. Self-esteem, again, is a big part of self-development. When you look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, I feel that affect everything. That affect your whole day. There's something called power posing too, where you like look in the mirror and you like do a double bicep or hands on the kimbo, and you're just sending yourself a message that, listen man, you're worthy and valuable. The physical aspect of it, when you look in the mirror and see what you like, or you know that you're working towards this ideal physique, there's a certain confidence that comes from that. There was a point in my life where I looked in the mirror and I didn't like what I was seeing, and I wanted to improve it. So I decided to go on that fitness journey to develop some muscle, get stronger, and along the way I learned so many lessons. Cultivate the habit of discipline, consistency, and also understand that it's not instant gratification. It's small steps along the way, and then one day you say, wow, look how far I came. It developed a whole new confidence. Then from the training itself, now when you're doing difficult things like literally trying to lift up more weight all the time or do a few more reps than before, you're pushing yourself and you're developing that idea that it's difficult but it's not impossible. And I might not be able to do it right now, but that don't mean that I will never be able to do it. You know what I mean? So then you can apply that to anything else.
Some songs in your song system.
You don't know.
What part that come from?
I can't even tell you. I remember like one time my aspiration was to be a DJ, you know. And that's how we got the name Sam Sounds. But the little slogan, I think it had something to do with Dabba, you know. Something.
Dabba the visual.
Dabba the visual. Yeah, man. Something. But when I got it, I just never let go. Subscribe, please, on Sam Sounds Original on YouTube. On Instagram is The Book of Psalms. Psalms is SAMS. I'm on TikTok as well, The Book of Psalms. Spotify, all the streaming platforms you can find me. And coming up the 15th of September, we're on a show, Sizzler Reparations. Yeah, man. It's so many people I want to thank. So many people. Shout out to my family, first of all. Shout out to the whole of my neighborhood and district. From the West Coast, Paynes Bay, across to Olive Lodge, to Durant, Haynesville, the whole community, everybody tapping Fitz Village. And then it goes even broader than that, man. The whole of Barbados. Thank you for supporting, and I really got a positive response to my music. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, man. Man, thanks, man.
Then there's a Johnny Possum.
Yeah.
Right, and you don't want them in by you. Johnny Possum, for anybody that don't understand what we're talking about, it's a small little cockroach. But it's big like nothing in the world. He and his whole family is moving in one time. I don't understand what the breeze was.
And then you got your big brother, that named Mahogany Bird.
Exactly. You ever heard the story about that? I ain't heard the story about that.
I know when they see the maze run, yeah.
Okay. You was ran from a cockroach.
You ever seen them fly?
The f*** is that?
What you want standing next to them for?
A cockroach.
Yes.
Cockroach don't bite.
That's okay.
Some tourists them come here. You know that thing that time I had mentioned. You know, you let people go around tourists that time. And the tourists now, them in turn, I'm going to them and say, have you guys ever seen a mahogany bird? Like, what is that? I've never heard of that. I said, yeah, I could sell you one. So my mom ran and catch a cockroach, put piece of stick in the bottle, clean up the bottle nice and good, a mayonnaise bottle and bore some was in talk and come back. But that looked like a roach here, man. No, in America, that's where the roaches are down here. These are mahogany birds. You know the tourist back when the man have a
He's a liar.
I'm telling you, the people, when you want to tell the older people like me that tell me this story about that there.
That cannot be true.
And the people going to the airport and then got the thing. When they put it down on top, you know it's going when they're taking out the tickets, the massive, when you go keep it out of the bag and things like that. So then go in them hand. When they put that down, you know, as you say, you stack off. You know the people at the airport, when they put it down on the counter, the people
stack off, yeah.
We got 1,000,001 says, if you all want more, please say more, we'll write it down. This here is free-headed.
Yeah.
So they can be, you only do 2.
That's not true.
How much you do?
I don't know, but it was more than 2.
But you just say you do 2. You can't.
You say that I do 2. I ain't do 2. I do more than 2.
Okay, I mean this video
rewind the tape. You can't remember when you used to take the piece of pencil and rewind the tape?
No. Oh, man, take it when it ran off and then you take it and spin it so you spin it.
I really show my age here, boy.
And they were saying now that you're all over the place like Punka. I've even heard all over the place like Punka Donkey. Yes, please, this is Punka. So what's going on?
Hi guys, we're going on. This is Empress Zinga, your girl, once again with you. Today we are at the Career Art Showcase here, and it's been a very interesting day getting to know different businesses and different people and trying to explain to the secondary school children about what art means to them as well as how they can make it a viable business. The perfect person to ask about this is a cultural stalwart himself. Wayne Punka, what's going on?
Hi, I'm good.
All right, so we always wanted to know this. Growing up, everybody would be busy and everybody would say, all over the place like Punka, you're all over the place like Punka. Where'd that come from?
Well, in 1983, when I did Top Band Rhythm, I brought the ice with having took music involved with the calypso. So when that took place, there was no king that year because we got rained out. That was 1983. The following year, I decided to sing this song called All Over the Place Like Punka because, I'll tell you the because now, this is the part you want, right? Between 83 and 84, especially after the competition, we used to be moving around the island. Me, meaning me and the top band and so on. We moving around different parishes. At that time, they used to have the parish concerts almost in each parish. So we used to be moving around. So in one particular day, we would be like on TV in St. John, and then we on the radio in St. Philip, and then you would hear us again in St. James, and like 4 or 5 places in one day. And then myself, as I move around doing stuff, people will see me in different places doing things. So this thing about but you're just all over the place. Now there was no punka then in terms of adding it on to the phrase. So then as time passed, it became part of the vernacular, and they were saying now that you're all over the place like punka. I've even heard all over the place like punka donkey. I ain't sure the donkey came in because it was left at the stadium on that night when it rained out. It was the only things left hanging on the stadium gate, well, on the fence, because the car was so that I couldn't take the donkey with me. I had to try to get home because the place was flooded out almost, right? So it was the donkey there, and then it was like, so nowadays you hear, man, you like punky, you all over the place. So that's where it came from. A song done in 1984, and on stage that night there were 4 punkas. In other words, 3 other people looking like me, north, south, east, and west. So you could even ask Matt Fingal, he was the MC. He couldn't even figure out which one was me. So that was my presentation for punka all over the place.
How you feel about being a livid Bajan proverb?
Well, it's a good feeling, but if the feeling, as I was telling a guy downstairs just now, if each time someone was to say, you all over the place like punka, I could hear ping, which is a $2 dropping into the account, I will be okay. Cha-ching or any of them noises.
Well, since I'm here, let me see what these people got ask me now, because you know they don't get me too regular, so. What's the shortest route from St. Lucie to Dream Chaser? boy. That is normal route up the highway. There's only one route. Only one route to me. They got long roads if you want to go around East Coast. That's a long route, but from me come straight up the highway, man. Straight up the highway. But I feel people just say that because I used to be early. So people say there's a man from St. Lucie. I was a time man. That's one thing. I used to deal with time. Anybody can ask you that. I was a time man. Which do I like playing the music or being a mic man? Honestly, I like the mic man because it's easier. Yeah, real talk. Real talk. I ain't gonna hide anything. I can play music and I can play fairly good too. I'm the best. But mic man, if I got somebody there with me that stress that I take off me, don't have to be looking for music or what's not. I just talk. So talking, yeah. Do my powers amplify when I'm on cruise. Well, any place, people that just got it, they can't just put it in a bracket as cruise. Any place I play at, yeah, because it's quiet. I got people that never believe who that server, but they will never believe that's the man there till they start to play. So I know I got a job to do, so I just do it to the best of my ability. So yes, there's amplifier at a party, cruise, fete, what you see, birthday line, whatever. Did I have any problems keeping myself in Charlestown one party? Well, honestly, no. Honestly, no. Yeah, no matter what people had to say, but honestly, no. That was a walk in park, as I told you, walk in the park, because it's simple. You know the platform you're going on, and you know how you have to perform. And as I say, what I say, when you hear me say something, I don't think about it long before I say. So you're gonna see me slip up like that. Not serve rap. What I always taught in Bajan dialect or on stage or what I change, well really and truly, I'm changing up that me talking, being me. I'm changing up the body style to fit the body. And real talk, I'm not changing. If it come, well, you know you're gonna play for certain people that can't understand it. You put it over that they can understand. But I'm changing up.
People say Bajan's real talented all the time, but how it is find it and how does the talent feel appreciated, especially from the own people? How can we give Jack and Jackie them jacket and showcase our collective brilliance to the region and to the world? This is some of the passion that drives the core of a company named GineOn. We created a community of tens of thousands of lovers and creators of Bajan culture to come together and learn about one another, celebrate and work with one another, and reward inspiration and impact that beats to the rhythm that uplifts this nation. Check and see what we got planned, man. And whether you are a creator, a sponsor, or a lover of we culture, we invite you to be a part of this heart that beats from home.